Look at this field. They're going to come down Eastern Creek Raceway's main straightaway like a rocket sled on rails in a minute. I cannot wait. Carlos Shamaz out there, Robert Oakley, Sam Zavaglia, McElveen, Harpus, Roberts, Castles and Stevens. That's just the first 8 of these rockets thanks to SX Projects.
We need an entire show to get through the grid. It's so big here at Eastern Creek Raceway. Now, if you haven't seen these things before, get ready to hold your breath because it's quite spectacular. We get set for a start. Away we go. Great start from the third row of the grid, the 18 kart. McElveen is away.
Well, McElveen just shot off the line, didn't he? We're on board with Yanni Harpus here on the Internode. Just have a look how busy they're going to be. Down into turn 1 now, hard onto the brakes, into turn 2. 5 and 6 wide in places here, Richard.
It's astonishing. This field filters their way through cleanly so far. The battles start to set themselves up in the midfield. They're still 2 and 3 abreast, sorting themselves out. You can see these things moving around on the limit, just a few inches off the ground. Wonderfully fast and spectacular racing at Eastern Creek Raceway. And you'd have to say this is a track that would suit them. Really fast and very flowing.
Well, the majority of the competitors from New South Wales and Victoria, a couple of South Aussies thrown in, and even a Kiwi in the form of Wayne Sproston on the Stockman Superkart entry. So very much an intercontinental field. That was close just then. That'll be Anton Stevens and Rod Prickett having a good battle.
Good battle as they run the back of Corporate Hill. Back on board with Harpers now. It's great on board thanks to Internode into the hairpin. You can see them shifting there. These karts run a 6-speed sequential shift on the 250cc international karts.
Have a look how close we are to. Oh, trouble here already. The 76 kart into the wall. That's a big issue. Should be able to continue without any dramas. We're watching Robert Oakley charging hard in there as well.
That was Chris Sullings there in the 250 national kart. The 76 entry off to the side of the racetrack. So
look at the speed down this straightaway as they open up these incredible superkarts. Look at this, whistling down the Eastern Creek main straightaway. 230
k's an hour down to turn 1. How's that for you?
When your backside's an inch off the ground, it must seem like 400, mate. That's incredible. Look at the way they just stick to the racetrack.
Mate, the lap record for these karts are 128.7. Now, Formula 3 car gets round here in a 125. Shows you how fast they are.
Absolutely. Savaglia having a pretty good run there as well. As we see the number 8 IEL Circus Quirkus entry of Anton Stevens. Pretty big man. Someone off the circuit there. The 52 kart. Back on board with Yanni. Sounds like a recording star. He's certainly recording some good lap times out there.
This is a wonderful onboard now as he chases down the 3 kart into turn 4. Shamaz just in front of him. Started from the front of this grid from pole position and looking pretty good so far. As they run round the back of Corporate Hill. The Stockman Superkarts, number 9 entry, Zavalia, being chased down by number 2. That's Robert Oakley from South Australia. So the South Australian chasing down the New South Welshman.
Oh, sideways through Corporate Hill there. The 29 kart as well, Yanni, he's the one who's carrying our onboard. Whoa, sideways big time into the right-hander just then. That was a good little save.
Bit of a handling misbalance there on that kart, perhaps as they run round the final section of the racetrack. These karts, not too expensive to run for the year, you'd have to say, about $6 grand. It's all your entry fees, tyres and fuel and consumables and things like that. So really affordable racing, and I don't think there'd be too many categories that offer the kind of bang for your buck as these do. And great attitude from the karts as they run out the final corner. Back onto this long start-finish straight. And slipstreaming will play a role here. These karts, aero-dependent, big front splitter there.
Oh, that was frightening. Just getting out of the way with the 22 kart just in time. We spoke to Mr. Pellicano earlier today. He's had an absolute Barry Crocker in this one. We haven't sighted him since the start of the race. Superkart racing, just like any form of motorsport, can break your heart. That sideways was the pass on the inside then. Oh, hello. Anton Stevens has emerged.
Nice pass by Stevens now on the 29 kart of Harpus, who's involved in the thick of the racing so far, you'd have to say. Great battle now for the bottom half of the top 10 as they run round turn 4. Look at the way they move over the bumps there, Wado.
There's plenty of vibration. They would feel every bit of it. Not a great deal of suspension to work with, so they're going to feel every braking bump around this course. This is a great pass. This is a don't argue. Straight up the inside. I've got the line. Too bad, so sad.
Down through the gears under brakes there into turn 2 like a real racing car, but 6 inches off the ground as they run round the back of Corporate Hill. And the attitude of these karts, just adjusting them on the throttle and trying to hold them steady over the bumps. And there are a couple of bumps around Eastern Creek Raceway. Not as super smooth as it looks in perhaps some of the saloon car categories you see.
How close was that? 3 categories we're watching here today, 3 main categories. maybe give us a bit of a... Oh, look at them as the 29 cart of Harpus again closed in. Lost a bit of ground just there.
Yanni's in the thick of the action so far. The 71 car gets by. John Roberts from New South Wales has passed. He's running a Stockman in the 250 International class. And you're right, Wado, 3 classes. A class is the 250 Internationals, the 250 Nationals, and then the 125 gearbox carts as well. So lots of battles within a battle in this motor race.
Anton Stevens going through. He's quite a very tall man. It doesn't look like he is. He's slouched right down inside that cart. The number 3 cart now, Carlo Shabazz closing in. A lot of these guys would surprise you to know have enormous experience on a world level. They've raced in the States with distinction, particularly in California, where Superkart racing is very, very big. There is Anton blazing through. 3 wide at one point into turn 1.
It's great racing, isn't it, when you can get slipstreaming like that. Great diving moves under brakes and really close racing. And unlike a lot of other aero-dependent categories, these things can run close together, as we're seeing there. The 3 cart, which is Shamaz, really putting the pressure on the 8 as they run around the back of the circuit. Stevens is coming under all sorts of pressure as this motor race continues here at Eastern Creek Raceway.
A 6-speed sequential gearbox. Can you imagine what it must be like to crank that down the main straightaway here? But sideways again through Corporate Hill they run. Back on board with Harpus here. You can see how busy he is. That left hand sneaks down to operate the gear shift. Coming off the turn, just bangs it through the box again. But once again, John Roberts is there to close the door.
Really good drive out of turn 8. They're coming up on this battle now as well. The 3 cart there, Shamaz. And the 8 cart as well, which is Stevens, Anton Stevens, the VP 250 International entry. Onto the start-finish straight. They're all bunching up. 4 carts nose to tail. We'll see some slipstreaming here. Here we go. Up to 200 plus k's an hour in the start-finish straight here at Eastern Creek.
Stevens through the inside. 1 lap to go. We're going to go 3 wide. Hell, why not? There's room. There's not normally, but there is. Oh, he gave him a bit of a hustle. That was big time then.
That's Carlos Shamaz on the outside in 3 moves to the inside. Lost the position, the 8 cart. Stevens, big move on the inside. And John Roberts is in there as well.
I can't believe he just got flat-wheeled at well over 230 k's an hour and still keeps the composure to be racing on. That's massive. McElveen is absolutely bolted. It's a Mac attack out in front for sure. But the battle for the minors.
Replay. Look how sideways Yanni Harpus was. The Internode number 29, very sideways.
Now watch this. This is big time here. Stevens peels out, gets the draft. The 3 cart thinks about coming back. They go 3 wide to the turn here. The 71 up the inside. Watch this. Get ready for it.
Really, he had to back out of it. Bang!
Move out of the way. If he didn't touch him, it was certainly very close. Meanwhile, here's the man who shot away at the start. The Max Marine entry of Warren McElveen.
I was just about to say Roberts backed out of it, but he really didn't, did he? He stuck right in that, but this will be the final lap, last couple of corners. And Warren McElveen has led from start to finish. Zavalia has closed in at the end, Wade, but McElveen will get home in the SX Projects Australian Superkart Championship here at Eastern Creek Raceway.
Great racing, wasn't it? How about the scrap that's going on back in the order? They're still battling it out. You've got Roberts, Anton Stevens, you've got Harpus in there as well, and likewise Shamaz and the Builder Smile Constructions entry. Drag race to the finish.
Roberts, will he get there?
No.
Side by side, so close. McElveen the winner. Oakley 3rd. Stevens, Roberts got home for 5th, just ahead of Shamaz, Harpus and Castles completing the top 8.